present body. In fact, we're all here. So thanks everyone for being here. Special welcome to Costa Jolly and Chuck Patel. We'll be hearing from them in just a moment, but we appreciate you two being here in particular this morning. The first action item for consideration of the Board of Directors will be the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting held on October 16, 2013. First of all, Mr. Vice President, thank you for presiding at that meeting in my absence. And just on a personal note, thanks to everyone around this table in terms of your expressions and sympathies on the passing of my mother, which caused me to be absent from our last meeting. So thank you so very much for that. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to be considered as they relate to the minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion with the minutes to approve as presented.
Move for approval, Mr. President.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, the minutes be approved. Those in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carries and the minutes are approved. Item number 3 on the agenda is a presentation and discussion of the current status of our downtown revitalization catalyst projects. As everyone, I think, in this room is quite aware of, it was back in August of 2011 that the Amarillo City Commission charged this body, the Amarillo Local Government Corporation, with taking the concept or the idea of those three projects, the hotel, the parking structure, the retail space, and multi-purpose event venue, or the ballpark, all around the intersection of 6th and Buchanan, and taking that idea and making it a reality. So the City Commission said, here you go, Local Government Corporation. You guys work with Wallace Johnson Development Partners in making this concept a reality. The charge from the Commission also at that point in time included clear instruction that the ultimate funding of the projects not require a property tax increase. And certainly we are still committed to that basic premise as we're moving forward with this project here today. It was in July of last year, July of 2012, that the Local Government Corporation entered into a lease and development public-private partnership agreement with Wallace Pajali Development Partners, calling for Wallace Pajali to be the master developer for those three projects, the hotel, the parking structure, and the MBED. Wallace Pajali has been working diligently and actively in that role since then in partnership with the local government corporation to identify the most viable financing structure for the project to meet our standards here locally, and to also find the best situation in terms of the operational aspects of the Convention Center Hotel. We're very pleased to have with us today Costa Jolly, the other side of the podium there from me. Costa is representing Wallace Jolly today, and he's here to present and discuss with us the status of the projects, and in particular a development as it relates to the hotel portion of our project. Costa, welcome to Amarillo once again. It's great to have you here.
So, Chairman, board members, thank you for the opportunity to be here and to give you an update on where we've been and where we're headed. As you know, you referenced the master development agreement that we have with, or the lease development agreement that we have with the Algc board that allows us the flexibility as master developers to be able to select our partners and our operators for some of the components of the development that we're planning here. And as master developers, we've discussed in the past that we've always used development partners to come along with us and help us develop some of the projects that we're set out to do. In this particular case, we decided to make a change and enter into a partnership with not just an operator, but a developer and an owner for the hotel. In a few minutes, I'd like to introduce Chuck Patel with Newcrest Image, who is the developer that we selected to go along with us to help develop the hotel and be our partner on the overall development. And the Newcrest Image is currently an owner and a operator, and was the developer for the existing and successful Courtyard by Marriott downtown. So they've already have a commitment in the community. They've been in this community for a while now and have seen the success of the endeavor that they came into, or looking in the market for additional opportunities. So it was a good partnership, and we were glad and excited that we were able to bring on board to be our development partner for this particular hotel. We see a lot of advantages to having synergy between having common ownership between the two hotels and common operation between the two hotels to better serve the convention users. So with that, I'd like to introduce Chuck Patel with the First Image to tell us a little bit about his company.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well, as many of you know, we are the current owners and operators of the courtyard at the Amarillo at the Fisk building. Just about 6 years ago, we were in a similar situation where we were looking for support for our downtown property. And in the last 3 years after the opening of the hotel, we've been fairly and widely successful in the project. And we've been looking to grow and expand in the Amarillo market. And when this opportunity was presented to us earlier in the year, we felt like this is the best part for us to grow in the market and be part of the downtown redevelopment project. So we're very excited to be part of this hotel portion of the development for the downtown projects. Our company has various brands from Hilton, Marriott, Algc to other smaller mid-tier properties. And we're in a growth mode. We have the ability and desire to grow in the market with the right partners. So I think we're very excited in the downtown. 6 years ago, I was asked the question whether we were concerned about a convention center hotel coming in while we were trying to put our hotel in. And fast forwarding that time period and looking at it today, I believe we're ready for that opportunity and to walk the talk. We're ready to do such a project in downtown. Answer any questions you guys.
Chuck, can you talk a little bit about New Present Image in terms of your corporate experience and depth of experience and sorts of projects and your history in the hospitality industry?
Well, we have been in the hotel business for 25 years as a company. We have owned and operated every segment of the business, from mom and pop independents to budget economy brands and then mid-scale and upper mid-scale properties. And we have always escalated our asset types each year as we progress into new developments. We are fully vertically integrated in terms of being the owners, investors, operators, and developers of hotel properties. We have a 300-room property at DFW Airport in Fairmont, Texas. We have a newly acquired hotel in downtown New Orleans. It's a historic hotel, Cotton Exchange, which will be converted to a Marriott property going forward. We have new build going on in Bryan College Station. It's a Hilton Garden. So we have an array of properties in the segment of limited and full service hotels.
Questions, board members?
Can you speak generally about where you stand in terms of looking at this project? We've been working with Wallace Jolly, and now we're looking at bringing together the project.
I have a question, and I don't know if it's appropriate for you or Coach to answer this one. When this was originally conceived back in 2011, there was some discussion about using funding like EB-5 money, immigrant-related money, and new market tax credits. Can somebody comment on how perhaps that has changed or evolved over time?
Well, let's speak for myself. We have a lot of, we're looking at educational financing, aside from what the incentives that were put in place for the project. We're looking at educational financing for the project.
Let me add to that, and just in general, the structure of the deal, the financing is going to be brought by Chuck and the equity and all of that, and so to speak. But the public financing dollars and incentives have not changed. Those all stay the same. And instead of using public EB-5 money or tax credit, that's now been replaced with conventional. But the public components of the incentives is still the same and stays in place, and will be assigned to new credit.
So what you're basically telling us is rather than being kind of a complicated financing with a lot of unusual different entities,
Yes.
this is a very clean, traditional.
Exactly, we are where we are today, and the market opened up a little bit. And when we came up with that structure initially, it was because there wasn't a lot of conventional financing available for convention hotels in downtown areas. And so we came up with that creative structure for that time, for that time period, in the market conditions at that time. With now that we are here today, we see an opportunity to be able to, banks are lending right now on convention hotels, and especially with the support that the city showed in the investments that they made in downtown and the incentive package that's in place. We put this deal in front of banks, and there is a conventional financing available. So that's the most simplest direct route that you can take.
So because Chuck is his own developer, operator, builder, that's cut out some levels, that's cut out some people who've got to coordinate, and then he's bringing conditional financing, so it's really just a lender, so it's going to come down to, we need to work with him, keep him happy, and his lender happy, and that's it.
Okay, that's it.
Two players instead of 22.
That's correct. I mean, the EB-5 money was money that comes in, and there was going to be a bridge financing first, and then there was going to be the loan that comes back from EB-5, and it had to come out back to the investors within 7 years, 5 to 7 years, and you have to replace it and refinance. All that goes away for the conventional financing.
Other questions from the board?
You know Brett Brown?
As soon as I get it, it's back on you guys.
Well, certainly,
Do you want me to speak to that? So the agreements are in place already with Wallace Jolly. Right now, we have a much smaller step than the initial agreements that we had in place. Obviously, when we had to craft those, there was a lot of documentation that had to go to it. Now it's going to be much simpler, lease development agreement with Chuck, because initially the agreement was the hotel and the garage would be together. Now we're going to just separate it. Wallace Jolly, still the master developer, would be doing the garage, the retail on the garage, and the streetscape, and the Amarillo Stadium. But the agreements for the hotel will be separated, and it'll be largely based on the existing document that's in place. His attorney's been reviewed it. There'll be some comments back and forth legalese, but the business points have been agreed to, and the deal structure is significantly the same. So we don't anticipate that to be long. From a sequencing, as soon as those agreements are in place, Chuck will determine the timeline of when he will start the construction. But for our projects to follow, the garage cannot move forward until the hotel it's the laydown site for the hotel. So as soon as they're done with that and going vertical, and the materials off that site will start the garage. Our objective is to have the garage finished at the same time as the hotel being finished. And because it's a simpler construction, we certainly can do that, and we will start later. And then hopefully we'll have the parking spots available so that we can start the construction on the end. The timing works out right with the action that the City Commission took this week to approve the Coca-Cola relocation, and the timelines that were given for that, and availability of the site for us. This should fit
Chuck, talk a little bit about just kind of big picture. You've been in this market for a while. Obviously, you feel there's a positive future. Talk a little bit about it.
Well, we were the first hotel in downtown Amarillo in a long time. And we see things differently than most other operators would see. And, we took a risk 4 years ago. We believe that from our standpoint, the demand is here and it trickles down. And we see the success of our own products and we can see where the opportunities are for this market. Amarillo is a very diverse market, very diverse community, and I think there's a need for a convention hotel that's not served currently, and with our timing, with our intent to develop the hotel, I think it'll fit the needs of the community.
We didn't have to do a lot of convincing as to the market when we were talking to Chuck, so he has the backhand knowledge of the success that he's had with the hotel. So
know us is to love us, right?
Any other questions that either one of us can?
Mr. President?
Yes.
A question, I guess, directed to the two of y'all. And I'm an old guy and I'm a simple guy. Are we hearing that everything appears to be in place? A little bit of ink or paper to proceed from this point, because we've been working on this for a long, long time. And we all know that we've never been this far. We would have said that a year ago. But that because of Chuck's background and his financial wherewithal and his knowledge of downtown Amarillo and his past experience, we can feel comfortable that the time for hiccups is probably behind us.
You're absolutely right. What you're hearing is correct. What you said is correct. And let me add a little something to that. The perception that this has taken a little while is just that. Because if you look at a traditional developed field, we're talking about that this morning, and Gary brought up this point, and essentially when you hear an announcement about a project, a lot of the work is done in the background before the announcement of that project. So you typically hear an announcement about a private project, and then you see shovels in the ground very shortly after that. Because this is a public-private partnership, the public's been brought to be part of this process early on. The overall planning that takes place normally in a private transaction is unknown to anybody until the announcement is made. So what you're seeing right now is essentially we're at this point where this would have been the announcement of the projects, and then shortly, hopefully after, we'll start seeing the shovels in the ground. But that process, we go through it on the private side, just people don't see it.
Good day.
We're sitting in the Performing Arts Center, and there's a relationship between here and the hotel and the parking garage. I know we discussed it. So I'd like to hear from Mr. Patel that you're aware of the concern of the community that this all works together. And the location of the hotel in the middle is critical to it working together. Are you planning for that, anticipating that?
Sure, we're aware of that, and we're mindful of the flow of traffic that will be inside the building during events that are at this facility and or across the street. And I think it can only be beneficial to both venues.
The overall, in the planning sessions that we've had, that concern was brought up, and the architect is aware of it, and there is a design that will include the management of the flow from the parking garage through both on the inside and outside of the hotel to the new sports center.
And then just to make the point, in case it went by anybody, the original deal that we made with the public 2 years ago was that this was not going to be financed by taxpayer money, by property tax money. There have not been any changes in that regard to where the public is going to be asked to ante up additional funding for this hotel.
That is the case today. You're absolutely right.
Can you talk generally about the kinds of facilities that you expect to have inside the hotel?
accommodate a large group and or a small multiple group simultaneously.
Chuck, can you talk about where you are in the process of identifying and selecting a potential supplier?
Well, we're talking to our franchise partners. We have not determined the final brand yet, but we're negotiating the best terms and the best brands fit for this location, given the market dynamics. So we're negotiating with the franchise partners.
One of the principal purposes here is to support the convention center to bring more conventions into Amarillo. We have now the documents and provisions related to blocking rooms for a time and working with the convention center so that the Convention Business Bureau is able to promote Amarillo, bring in more conventions, and the rooms to be across the street that would be necessary for conventions located across the street. Is that still going to be part of the deal, or is that the way you expect to operate going forward?
Yes, absolutely. The Convention Business Bureau, who markets the convention space across the street from the hotel, it is critical to the success of the events and the success of the hotel. So working hand in hand with CDB, the Amarillo CDB on the bookings and providing the necessary blocks to host an event or to provide a block to the groups looking to rent that space. And along with that, we can add additional inventory from our existing hotels. We can common operator between the two hotels to help support the costs.
Then the actual construction of the hotel, I have a general understanding of who you expect to bring in. Can you talk about who will be actually supervising the construction as we go forward?
Traditionally, we have had one of our company arms oversee all construction. We have done that for every single one of our projects. So it'll be either our own company, our own construction company overseeing the project, and or at least overseeing the entire construction of the hotel.
From our perspective, we'll be also overseeing the coordination of all the things that need to happen between the three projects. So we'll work with them.
Joseph, Chuck, thank you. We're excited. This is truly a pivotal point in moving these projects forward. And just speaking personally, I can't tell you how thrilled I am, Chuck, of Newcrest Image's participation. I just think for a lot of reasons, your corporate entity is an ideal fit based upon the depth of your experience, the sorts of experience you can bring to the table in that vertical integrated kind of model, from the development to the construction to the operation. And on top of that, your commitment that you've already demonstrated to this community and this market makes you guys, I think, a fantastic team to do the very best, which we all want for this community, for a convention hotel, which is to the civic center and this space here. So we look forward to continuing to move forward.
Thank you.
Okay, we've heard the presentation and we've had some discussion in regards to the presentation. We now segue to item number 4 on the agenda, which is an action-oriented type item, and that's the consideration of the endorsement of a co-developer, Newcrest Image, and related action in considering the assignment of the hotel project to Newcrest and to instruct the Algc Project Advisory Committee to complete and present for consideration the necessary formal agreements and related items to implement the assignment. Begin kind of that with discussions from this body in terms of that possible action to be considered.
So, first, I'd like to say congratulations to the Amarillo Economic Development Corporation and the City Commission for putting in place the new Coca-Cola out of downtown to the park. We've had a lot of chicken or egg problems with our project, and that was either the largest chicken or egg. project we don't have control over. And all we can do is keep moving forward. So to me, it's sort of like Obamacare. There's so much of it you can't get a grip on it. We can all agree on better health care cheaper than having a different. So there's a broad agreement on what we want to accomplish here. But how to get there is a challenge. And so breaking it down into smaller pieces, I think it's been effective for us. In fact, the Algc stepped up and took the lead on Coca-Cola, and the city commission is backing on that. That piece is critical to this project moving forward. In turn, is a domino effect on the timing of the rest of it. But with that out of the way, it's easier now for us to focus on things that hotel runs, garage shine, and that space will keep to be available. So to me, this is a great week. Because first of all, the Coca-Cola seems to be well in hand, and we have a new developer and lender focused on the hotel part of the project, working with Wallace Pajali, who's been with us since the beginning. So in my mind, moving forward with this small change in the documents, and what I think has to be done in the documents is the easiest, fastest way for us to move forward. And I know that Pajali's legal teams are looking at the documents. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to act pretty quickly on moving forward as to the hotel piece, and Wallace Pajali has been involved in the game. They're still in charge of the parking garage piece, which has to also fall in place. So in my mind, this is a very positive development, and all we're doing is bite-sizing the project so we can move things forward.
I think now would probably be an appropriate time for any of you all that are here today, if you care to make comments concerning the presentation that you've heard. This would be the time for those comments to be made. So does anyone have any comments to bring forward?
Mr. Chairman, I'm Dan Kwan. I'm the Executive Director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau for Amarillo, Visitor Council. And we haven't seen the shovels, but the earth has moved today. Okay? The earth has moved a lot. And this is exciting, not just for our office, but for all of Amarillo, for a lot of reasons. But the biggest reason for me isn't just that now we're basically here, now we're ready to go, is that we are working with a very positive owner who already knows us. We already have a relationship with Chuck and with his corporation. And we are looking forward to adding, from our standpoint, the width and depth of that kind of relationship as we move forward. This is very, very positive, and our office is primed to assist, not just with Chuck and with the entire Amarillo hospitality community as we move forward for developments downtown and anywhere around the community.
Give us just kind of a general flavor, if you could, of lost opportunities, I suppose, that have been there in the past because of the lack of a true convention kind of hotel, in particular one adjacent to the city.
Well, Amarillo has a very strong and vibrant lodging community. We have never had a convention center hotel. We have some hotels that can host some meetings, but we've never had one that you would really call a convention center hotel. So that immediately wipes us out of a lot of groups. Usually in the first 2 or 3 questions from any meeting plan, it is, where's your convention center hotel, or where is your convention center hotel, and where is it in adjacent to a convention center? And when we can say, well, no, or we don't have anything nearby, we're out of the game. We're just not in the game. So this literally changes the game. That's why I was saying, the earth has moved. You are going into a new era for hosting activities in Amarillo. And it just couldn't be more exciting.
Thank you. Other comments?
My name is Dusty Barrett, and I'm current president of Center City of Amarillo. And on behalf of the board, I just want to throw our support behind the interest and just tell you guys how thrilled we are to have them on board. They have been a huge supporter of our organization, and we couldn't be happier. So,
making that motion to mean the endorsement of the assignment of the hotel development piece to Newcrest Image, and also tasking your project advisory committee with the work necessary to finalize the documents in order to acknowledge that assignment and restate the incentives necessary.
I know.
Took the words out of his mouth.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further comments or discussion?
Mr. Chairman? Was there anyone else who wanted to speak before we took action on this? I know this is Luther.
Thank you, Mr.
I don't want anybody to be cut off.
He's a good politician.
He is a very, very good politician. I'm going to take the words out of your mouth, Mr. Commissioner. This is a great day. It is a great day in that we've come together. You, as the Algc, we want to thank you for your long hours of dedication to taking what we felt like was a good plan, and obviously through your efforts, the efforts of Wallace Bajali have made it even better. And I can tell you that we're delighted to have Newcrest Image as a part of the team. We know these people. They know us. They are great operators. They have done a tremendous job for us in downtown, and to have them as part of this is really a delight, and we're proud to call them indeed partners in downtown. I think it only speaks to not only the credibility of the project, but it also speaks to the credibility of our efforts downtown as a whole, that Newcrest Image would desire to be continually involved in this. I look back to the strategic plan of 2008. This project is a major cornerstone in that, and moves us successfully towards our efforts in achieving our ultimate goals downtown. So thank you for your efforts. Thank you to Wallace Bajali. Thank you to Newcrest Image, and this is a great day.
Others? Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, thanks for good afternoon. My name is Gary Jennings, private investor in downtown Amarillo. I would also like to give my congratulations on all the hard work that's been done. I followed it very closely. Some of you know my background. Most of my career was spent at Houston and Sugar Land. And I was in Sugar Land when the mayor was available. So, for various reasons, I woke up in January of 2011, and I was living back in my hometown. Now, I thought, is this heaven or is this hell? Anyway, so I started talking about downtown, and lo and behold, I saw that the city commission had hired Wallace Bajali. Where did I know that name? And sure enough, he did a lot of the work at Sugar Land. So that got my attention. That told me that people were serious about downtown Amarillo. And I'm just glad to see all this moving forward. And I think one question that a lot of us have is let's assume that everything proceeds in the negotiations and things that finalize. When is the groundbreaking? And when is the hotel?
I think we'd love to give you dates at this point in time. But let me just answer that question a couple of ways, and it's been alluded to already. Number one, there is work already actively underway in terms of the piece of dirt out here, in terms of the soil sampling work, some of the preliminary engineering work, and the architectural work that Newcrest has undertaken. Specifics as it relates to anticipated dates and timelines will be articulated in the revised lease and development agreement that we still need to put in place with Newcrest Image. So it'd be premature for us to talk about precise dates and times for that. We're anxious to get it there. Everybody's committed to getting there as quickly as possible. But we're also at the same time, I think, committed to doing it right and doing it appropriately and being sure that we have all of the appropriate I's dotted and T's crossed, certainly from the public side of the equation, which we're responsible for in the LGC, and also from their side of the equation is the private development. We need more guys like you. May your number multiply. Others. I also want to not go without thanking for getting us to this point the work of Downtown Amarillo Inc. and Melissa Daly is the Executive Director of Downtown Amarillo Inc. DAI was put in place as a result of some of that initial planning that took place in our community back in 2005, 2006. The purpose of DAI was to be the caretaker to Wayne and to be the bulldog and to be the party that wakes up every day, living, breathing, thinking about what we need to do next in terms of moving downtown forward. And DAI has done a super job of doing that. And Melissa, thank you, and my colleagues on that board for this continued engagement and being a very, very, very important partner of what we're doing collectively as a community. Okay. Is there a
I might add to that, and I say this out of pride, the staff of the city of Amarillo has worked long and hard on this, keeping us on track, keeping people we work with on track, and keeping it moving. So I'm proud of the effort that they have put forward and results of that.
Well, and one other recognition. Center City had the faith before some of us were born. They've been working at this earliest and longest, and when the rest of us might have just wanted to turn and walk away, they continue to pound this issue every week for years and years and years. And so I'm glad that Beth is here to actually get to see this through and continue your good works and your actual financial contribution to the project. Thank you, Sister.
As we've articulated the parties, I think it just kind of drives home the fact that this has truly been, and will continue to be, a community effort, engaging all parts and pieces of this community, city staff, you elected officials, and the support that you all have provided to this effort. The work of the nonprofit community with Center City and DAI, the private sector partners that are involved. It truly continues to be, and will have to continue to be, that kind of effort in order for us to see the kind of successes that we're going to be. So, you did have a motion on the table to assign the hotel development piece to Newcrest Image and to instruct our internal committee to move forward with the documentation thereof. Hearing no further discussion, those in favor of that motion, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, continuing on down the agenda, item number 5 is our normal public forum piece, and we retain that for the purposes of today's meeting. We have talked about the specifics as it relates to the assignment of the hotel piece in partnership with Wallace Gallery and Newcrest. Now this is an opportunity for the public, should you have any additional comments today on matters pertaining to the more general work of the local government corporation. This is the time for those kind of comments to be presented. So for the formal purposes of our agenda today, are there any public comments to be made in a general sense for the LGC? Everybody wants to go eat lunch, is that it? All right, I hear none, so we will move to item number 6 on the agenda, which is a closed session for the local government corporation. So I will now convene a closed session, and we will retreat to join the room for such. I will convene a closed session of the board to allow for the board to discuss items to include the potential purchase, sale, or lease of downtown property, economic incentives which may be available for prospective and existing business, and the current client communication in the vast regarding such downtown project. Further Texas Government Code Sections 551, 071, 072, and 087. And the time is 12/18, giving incentive. Thanks everyone.